Hello there, welcome back to RTF, aka Read the Freaking Manual, folks. I'm Roberto Cruz, and today is episode 5. So we are continuing creating our playlist on RSLogix Studio 5000 Emulate. So continuing to RTFM in the Getting Results Guides menu for the RSLogix Emulate. So in previous, just a quick recap, some previous episode number 4, we went through some of the online applications, some of the online features. So I remember we went through the speed of time. So we changed the scan time. So to see how would that affect your program. So we create a new controller. So we've been through so far episodes chapter 2, 3, and 4 of Getting Results Guides. So if obviously I'm gonna leave a link to the playlist here so you guys can check out. I really recommend checking out the other videos if you guys are interested in knowing a bit more about RSLogix Emulate and PLC Emulate systems. All right, so and today's video is going to be the nicest video so far. So we're going to be RTFMing. So basically this is going to wrapping up all chapters, all the chapters 2, 3, and 4, including some bits and pieces of chapter 5 and 6. So obviously, don't forget to check out social media, our Instagram page. If you wanna give us any, your feedback is very important. So if you wanna, if you have any questions, just DM us on Instagram, or leave your comments in the video down below, and we'll do our best to get back to you guys. All right. So without further ado, let's just dive into it. All right. So today is the coolest one so far, because in today's video, what we're going to do is configuring an application from scratch. So I'm not going to be going through the manual right now or any of them topics. So we're going to literally create an application from scratch. All right. So let's just, before we start, you guys can see right here. So I've got an application running. All right. So we've got nice setup here running. So basically what this application does is you just switch an input, and it just shifts between those outputs, so one by one from the lowest to the highest bit in the IO module through the 1789 scene module. Right, so it's a simple one just to show you guys how you can simulate. So this is where you can actually toggle. So see, I toggle the bit, but it's still shifting. But once it gets to the 15, it will stop, because obviously all the cycle will be over. So you've got your Emulate chassis monitor up here on the top left. You've also got your program. This is the actual code doing the shift. All right. So let's just start by deleting all of this, so we can start from scratch. All right. So we're gonna close. So let's just close it properly. Go to offline here. We can close that program, and we can also, so this is part of chapter 4. So it shows you how you can remove the controller or any module in the chassis monitor. So every time you're trying to empty or delete one of those modules, there's also a pop-up window asking you to clear the module configuration. So we'll be doing that. So just clear that out, and we can get rid of all those IOs, including our controller. So clear that, and that's gonna go in a second. So we can close that out as well. Just close it. So we're gonna be starting from scratch. So let's just launch the RSLogix Emulate. Here we go, and splash window here is still opening up. We got it. All right. So let's just start. So we right-click on slot number 2 and push and press create. So we're going to be creating now first our controller, 5000 controller, revision 24. I'm just going to set the memory to 8, and then push next. And we're not changing any of those, so push finish. Here we go. Our controller is in place. I'm just going to pick slot number 5, right-click on it, press create, and then select 1789 same emulate IO simulator. So then push OK. Yeah, this is it. So we're calling this RTFM IO module. Finish. So we've got it now. So let's just now launch Studio 5000 RSLogix Designer. So here is where the beauty takes place, so where we create our projects, our actually programs. So it's already selecting our emulate. So we are calling this RTF episode 5, right? So make sure you've got underscore. For those of you who are familiar to programming, we always use underscore in our space to avoid conflicts, right, and mismatches. So press next. So we go into revision 24. So revision must match. We've already covered that on previous videos. Just check out the link in this video for the playlist or the actual video. So you can check out how you configure those, right? So our controller is sitting in slot number two, which is correct, and then finish. And a splash window pops up, and then we're gonna get our window, our Logix Designer, opened up in a little second. So it's opening up. Let me just hide this. Here we go. Loading the start page. It takes a little while to load that up. So here we go. Our controller. So we've got our controller configured here. See, slot number 2. So what is it missing? What's missing? Our I/O module. So our I/O module is obviously, as we've already covered in previous video, is a generic module. So we pick up a generic module. So we're calling this RTF I/O sim. You can see, guys, slot number 5. Make sure that you configure in the right slot. So your parameters, right? Your connection parameters is located on page 27 of the Getting Results Guide. Getting Results Guide will be attached to the description of these videos. So you can always check out and download that menu directly from Rocco website. So the assembly instance input is 1 size 2. Output is assembly 2, output size 1. Configuration 16 bits, right? So here we go, 1 2 2 1 16. Right, okay, so accept that. Before we download, make sure we've got our connection, our RPI, requested packet interval, set to greater than 50. So let's just set to 60 just to be on the safe side. Apply. Okay. Here we go. So before we download, let's just write down a bit of code here so we can simulate that, right? So we're gonna do a BS branch start, BST check, normally opened. NXB, next branch is going to be another normally open. B and D branch end, and then a shield normally close, OTE. So here we go. We got simple start stop. So we configure this to IO. I think this is configured to number 1, word number 1. So I'm just going to set that there. We can test it. If it's not, we can always change that. But I think it's configured to that particular. So we can also drag. Don't worry about these programs. This is part of our future videos on RSLogix Designer. So this is where obviously, the fancy one is going to be, that we're going to be RTFMing together. So this is the actual, this is where the actual content, the most important content is going to be, by shooting the actual how to program, how to read those instructions. So don't worry about that right now. So we're setting the second bit, and we're gonna call these. Actually, let's just set the output here. So gonna be output. So we're gonna set these to output 0 as well. So, and we can drag that output right across. Here we go. Save. So we've got very simple, guys. Oh, you can't see that. All right, because my image is just in front of it. Oh, you guys, forgive me. Forgive me, folks. I'll tell you why. Let's just drag this to there, right? And do you remember that this is sitting always on top? So I can leave it right here. So let's just download this piece of software in configuration into the emulate controller. So So just go to Who Active window, right? We select the virtual backplane. Slot number 2 is configured to our revision 24 that matches our project. And so we're pushing the download button, and our program is it's just a window, asking you to confirm. Make sure that in the real life, if you're downloading, it's a very critical process. So, but we're gonna be going through, we're gonna be reading through those topics, in the near future, when we start by creating our playlist on RSLogix Designer 5000. Here we go. So our program is live now, and program is set to program mode. So we're gonna be, let's just change to run mode. So, right. So here we go. It's all running. You can see here, guys. Yeah. So program modes. Just trying to drag that out a little bit, and to be fair, it's gonna make that easy for you guys to see. So let's just make that easy for you guys to see. I think this is way nicer now, isn't it? So let's just drag that. Here we go. So I messed up a little bit. There we go, lovely. So let's just emulate this piece of code. Very simple. How are we going to be doing this? By activating an input. So go right here, open up that, right click on the IO module. Let's do it again, right click, properties, IO data. So we're gonna toggle the first bit. Here we go, you see. So we see our output. So if we flip the input number 1, we drop that out, right? So if we flip that again, our output, which could be just driving a motor, for instance, opening up a valve. But, stay tuned, be patient, we're gonna get there. All right, so this is it for today, folks. This is what I was after. So I wanted to show you guys how to configure from scratch an application with RSLogix Studio 5000 Emulate. Over the next couple of videos, we're still gonna cover some bits and pieces on this menu. So there are still breakpoints and trace points to cover. Still how to link RSLogix Emulate to the FactoryTalk View SE or ME. So we're gonna be doing this, right? So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. So for those of you who just landed here, guys, if you really, if you like this content, please do consider subscribing to our channel. Make sure you ring the bell to get notified about our latest video. So when I always say, guys, to you folks, always RTFM. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.